of right to reply.
Madam Speaker, it's a privilege and an honour to rise to speak in the second hour of debate on my private member's motion M194. Since the first hour of debate at the end of November, I have learned even more about Canadian thoughts on precarious employment. I've heard from constituents who not only shared their personal stories, but also their unique points of view on defining precarious employment. In late November, I had the opportunity to be part of a discussion hosted by the Pearson Center's 4-year conference, where precarious employment was acknowledged across a broad range of industries and organizations. Madam Speaker, this diversity of experiences and different points of view is at the heart of why Canada requires a standard definition on precarious employment and its specific indicators. In order to develop effective public policy, we must first have a clear, defined, and consistent definition of precarious employment in Canada. Given that it is our priority of our government to make evidence-based policies which reflect the needs of Canadians, it becomes necessary to study and consult to build a strong foundation of knowledge so we can truly understand and define precarious employment in Canada. It is important we work from a national accepted definition of precarious employment which applies specific indicators in order to ensure continuity across this great nation. I want to take this time to thank my colleagues who spoke to my motion and provided various points of view. Thank you to the member of Perth Wellington, a member of the HUMA committee, for his useful views on the potential direction of the study. Thank you to the member for Churchill Kuwatanuk Aski for her continued work on this topic. To the member of Guelph for adding substantive information to this debate. To the member of Meganek Lauraulu, who did an excellent job speaking to my motion in his first English speech in the chamber during the first hour of debate. We may not agree on everything, but we do agree a study is critical. I would like to talk and mention the speakers today who did a wonderful job in supporting my motion on precarious work. The member from Newmarket Aurora, thank you. The member for Foothills, thank you for your input, and I look forward to your contributions as the Vice Chair of HUMA. And to the member for Drummond, thank you for your remarks as well. I can tell you that I was very humbled bringing this forward, and the reactions that I had received from various people across the nation and from my own constituents. In particular, I'd like to especially thank Mrs. Jones, whose story I shared in the first hour of my debate on this motion. I also wanted to thank and acknowledge various organizations in my riding who advocate for better employment options for individuals as well as organizations which support families and a great number of people. Organizations such as the Centre for Social Justice and Good Works, St. Vincent's Place, the United Way of Sault Ste. Marie and the Algoma District, Employment Solutions, and the Sioux Community Career Centre. Their work is so incredibly important to our local communities. Unfortunately, too many Canadians are facing difficult circumstances and have too few options. My constituents work hard, Canadians work hard, and they deserve some stability for themselves and their families. As I mentioned during the first hour of debate on motion M194, there's a vast amount of research available on different aspects of precarious employment. And what all this research shows us is that no one is immune to the effects of precarious work. This point bears repeating because any Canadian, no matter age, experience, socioeconomic level, education, or sector, well, they can very easily find themselves in a position of precarious employment. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I respectfully call on all members of the House to offer their full support to motion M194 so we can better serve all working Canadians and their families. Thank you very much.